You on?
Yeah, whenever you guys are good.
Hey, Steve.
Yeah. Well, I just wanted to do a little, I guess this would be called a podcast, maybe a vlog or,
Vlog.
well, because, we got a lot going on.
Mm-hmm.
And I think there's a lot going on, and there's some things I feel like the public should know about. That will kind of help us make a transition.
Mm-hmm.
And to help people understand, who are close to us. What's going on. So, Lynda, this is about you.
Okay.
What would you say your position is here?
I call myself the office manager, but essentially I run the business operations of the business. So,
Well, how and what does that mean? What is the business operation? What does that look like in a day for you?
So for me, I take care of all the money side of things. I take care of caring for our customers, sales. Each day is completely different. I'm involved in making sure projects happen when they should and how they should with you. Business strategy, how we grow the business. Trying to figure out which opportunities are best for us and which aren't, and weed those out and develop the ones that are good for us. So that business strategy. It's a pretty diverse role.
Yeah. So you've been here for how long now?
3 years.
3 years.
Mm-hmm.
Can you describe for us what Wood Window Makeover was like when you came on board?
Well, it was still the same awesome company. That's why I wanted to be here. But it was at a point where you'd gone through some other transitions with the business. We, in some ways similar, we had lots of opportunities, and it was just you trying to figure out how to make the most of them. This room that we're in right now was just a kind of very beige coloured lounge that we used to sit on an old sofa and hang out in with a leaking fridge and
a leaking fridge, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
And a leaking air conditioner.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and the room would flood a lot, this room. All the time. And
right, so you didn't catch the bucket or you left the air conditioner on all night.
Until I had the genius move of drilling a hole in the wall.
Yeah.
But from a business point of view, you were having to operate the way you were having to operate at that point, which was, subcontracting a lot of stuff, managing the finances as best you could, but in the meantime, making and doing these amazing things. So,
what did the finances look like when you came on board? What did you have to do?
I'm trying not to be too.
You can be real.
Okay, so basically.
People want to. People want to know the truth.
So what happened
people want to know reality.
So no one had been running the finances in a way that was how you would run finances. It was obvious that everything had been done in a way just to survive. So the paperwork wasn't up to scratch. QuickBooks was used in a way that's not really how you would use it. There was a lot to sort through.
You're being very kind.
I know, I'm trying to be kind. Yeah, it was pretty bad. And actually, when I first came on, I'm a business consultant, so I came on part-time just to sort out a few of those things. That was kind of, I don't know if you remember that, that's why, and at the time your father-in-law was unwell and you needed that help, you know, and so it wasn't involved with selling or any of that stuff. It was just, let's get the paperwork sorted,
Yeah, you kind
finances
of
organized.
took on your position here incrementally then.
Yeah,
right?
I did.
I
Yeah.
mean, it wasn't full bore, you know, from the get. I mean, it was just a little bit of time, a little bit more involved, a little bit more of this, a little bit more of that, until
Yeah, it just grew and grew and grew and grew until, as the business has grown, you know, that's what's happened. As we kind of sorted one thing, it was like, okay, where's the next place that I can contribute?
there was that, you know. What about this? What about, do you think back then when you joined on board, you would have any idea what the demand for our business would be like?
Not at all. No. I mean, it's amazing. And, you know, there's lots of different reasons. Obviously, lots of people are working on their houses right now. But honestly, all we had to do really was get the message out in a way that people heard it or understood it. That was one of the problems we had at the time, I think, was that, you know, we were communicating with a lot of people, but not necessarily in the right way. And so, yeah, now it's just, the demand is just, it's just overwhelming. It's absolutely overwhelming.
Yeah, the word I use a lot is brutal.
Yeah, it is. It is. It is. And it comes from so many different angles. I mean, even today, you know, the sorts of conversations we're having every day, and their opportunities are amazing opportunities, you know, and it's just trying to pick which opportunity is best and suits us. And we've gotten better at being disciplined about turning the things down that aren't right as well.
That's not easy either.
No.
What about, what's your take on how difficult or easy, or maybe you can fill another word to describe what it's like to find employees?
I mean, honestly, it's to say it's impossible. That's a silly word, really, but it's such a challenge, you know, because what we're looking for really always is about people, the quality of people, you know, what they're made up of, and not necessarily the skills they have in their, you know, their pocket at that minute. It's their potential. It's their people who are care, and people who are excited and enthusiastic and driven and hardworking, and, you know, it's all these qualities that, and not to say that there's lots of people out there like that, but yeah, I mean, it's a place where you'd have to come, you know, looking for people who have passion but are pragmatists, you know, and getting that balance is hard.
Well, balance, what would you say, is there a balance, a proper balance between the amount of potential work that we have and our current team of employees?
No. I mean, you know, it's all down to time. We could take the demand we've got and take the next 100 years to do it with the stuff we've got right now, just based on pretty much the leads that we know, if we, you know, really pushed it, we could do right now. You know, it has to grow because there's so much demand. And what's awful is it's not, and this is where the people who care about this matters, is it's not just, you know, oh, let's make toilet brushes and sell toilet brushes and everyone wants a toilet brush. It's if we don't help them, these people's houses get ruined. You know, like, it's like, that's how it feels, and which sounds like really crazy way of looking at it, but I feel personally responsible. Every time we can't help someone, it's hard. It's not just them, it's their house, and then they make a choice that isn't necessarily the best choice for their house, and that's just, it's
right,
horrible.
or something happens like what happened the other day, where we're trying to talk to the client about the proper way to paint her windows, right? She's, you know, and and she needs to get her house painted and stuff like that. And if we aren't able to perform at a certain time, they're going to go ahead and do what they're going to do anyway, right? And we're powerless to do anything about it.
Yeah.
Because, you know, I've got 2 hands, you've got 2 hands, the guys have to. We've only got 2 hands, and we've got our commitments. You know, how do we? There's always that question: is how do we address that problem? Because I mean, some people have such a really nice addition to the culture of our neighborhoods, you know, with their house, and helping them keep it that way and maintain it. Okay, you know, we want to do that. And, that's one of the things. I mean, it's brutal because that's one of the things that you have to deal with.
Yeah.
You know, and our abilities and our inabilities. You know, there's a dichotomy there.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, because yes, we have the ability, but how do we? You know, we can only spread ourselves out so thin. And I think right now we're probably spread pretty thin.
Yeah, I mean, we're booking for, you know, 6, 9 months out, and even in that point, you know, if you've got someone who's got an urgent situation, their window's actually leaking, or, you know, what do we do with that? Like, you can't do anything about it, or, you know, so that immediate need is a problem.
Yeah.
And then, you know, people having to be patient for that long is tough. Yeah, it's and even then we're not getting to half the people we could be.
Not even close.
No, I mean, it's
close.
just impossible. So.
I mean, yeah, I mean, some of the marketing we've had to pull back, right? Other marketing we're trying to put out there in hopes that some ways we can help our clients do their own stuff.
Yeah,
because
absolutely.
we can't get to them.
Yeah.
Right? And so we want to help them do things in the proper way. And maybe we can do, I mean, there's a balance there. So, but so with our business, that's basically the way that it's always been. Am I wrong?
Yeah, no, it's always been that way. I think the improvement has been that we used to be a lot more responsive. Well, so we are responsive to what a customer wants. We want customers to be happy, but we now have a confidence where we know what it is we're doing, and we know what the customer needs, whether or not they know. And I think that's a big change for us, is that now we can, you know, we know why we do things the way we do them, and we don't compromise.
Right, so at one point we were mercenaries who would cave to the whim of the client.
Yeah.
Right? Say, we need some money. Okay, we'll do that.
Yeah.
All right? And now it's, you know, we are the artisans, and they call on us for the solutions. And we're no longer mercenaries.
No.
That way, we won't just do
work any old way.
Yeah, what a client says.
Yeah, because it doesn't help anyone, and particularly it doesn't help the customer, because they don't, you know. So yeah, so I think that's changed a lot. But what hasn't changed? Yeah, we've always been in a lot of demand. I think the demand has. I mean, obviously it's increased, you know, and obviously our approach has, you know.
No, I think I really like our approach. I think, you know, adding the museum and going that route has really helped us out a lot. I mean, there's a whole conversation we could have about what the museum did to change things, but I think we could maybe cover that some other time. But one of the things that is really hard right now is that you have made the decision to resign.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So yeah, I was really unwell a couple of months ago. And I'm not better yet.
Well,
so
that's I just want to tell you, that is like a really, really hard hitter. And it's in many ways, you know, it feels like an impossible situation. You know, And I know you're aware of that, you know? And it's impossible to not do what you're doing. You know, and I see that.
Yeah.
Because, you know, I think, you know, one of the things that's always been really, really important, you know, to me, you know, is to put your health first, put your family first, and all those types of things. And I know that this is the way that it has to be, you know, and that, you know, it's not easy, it's not comfortable. So, I mean, do you mind describing a little bit about what happened?
Yeah, no, not at all. Yeah, no, I had got COVID, really, you know, I was really unwell with it, and I just haven't gotten better, and it's going on and on and on. And over those few months, I wasn't doing as good a job here. I mean, obviously I was sick for a lot of it, but I'm not able, even now, to do the job that I was.
You were out for how long?
It was like 6 weeks, maybe. I've lost track now. 4 weeks? 6 weeks. Chris is telling me 6 weeks. 6 weeks. Yeah, I was out for 6 weeks. And then now it's still like, you know, I'm performing okay here, but at the expense of my family at home. You know, I get home and I just...
Well, what's happening?
I have all kinds of exhaustion and, you know, neurological problems, and it's going to be a while before I can.
Well, I just want to be perfectly clear. With what we've seen here is there was a time when you couldn't walk back out to your vehicle.
No.
Because of what had happened.
That was
it was
a few times that happened.
You passed by, and Chris was practically carrying you out to your vehicle.
Yeah.
And I came in and helped the best that I could. You remember that?
Yeah. It's been horrible.
You know.
Yeah.
There was that time, and it wasn't too long ago, actually.
No.
You know, and there was another time. I don't know if you know about this, but it was the end of the day. It was just me and you. Maybe it was just me and you. There might have been one other person in the back, but we had finished talking about something, and I knew, you know, that you were really, really pushing yourself. And maybe it was before our first Friday or something like that. And I was walking in here kind of quietly. I was walking from the back to the office, and you had your head up against the door, and you were just leaning on it. You weren't going into the office. I mean, you were just leaning on it. And
really?
Yeah, you know, and you stood there for I don't know how long. I just didn't disturb you, and you know, when I saw that, I was like, gosh, you know, I mean, I really didn't know what to do, you know, because honestly, I mean, you've done so much, you're doing so much, I have so much appreciation, you know, that I know that you want to be here, and I know that you're making a sacrifice to be here, you know. You know, so like, you know, when that happened, I just, you know, my heart sank. I mean, you hadn't said anything about it then, but I felt like it was only a matter of time.
Right.
You know, before, I mean, either you or your family or somebody was going to put a stop to it, because, you know, there's only so much that you could do.
Yeah, it has been. It's been a really rough ride, and it's just like, you know, I'm a proud person, so it's also just kind of a bit embarrassing, and, you know, especially as a lot of it's neurological, so you'll try to find words, or like right now I'm functioning just fine, and then it just stops, you know. I just can't
stopped.
even write.
And we've been here when it stopped.
Yeah.
You know, and it stopped, you know, and sometimes it's mild, sometimes it gets really bad.
Yeah, it's just, I just don't know, and it's not. Yeah, I need to address it, and I need to rest, I think, is what I need to do. So I need to take care of my family and they need to take care of me, and so that's a choice I had to make.
Yeah. So and so it makes you're leaving us in a much better place now than we were when you first came on.
That's honestly, like, I feel like I was worried I was going to be leaving worried, and I actually don't feel that way. I feel like we've put so much in place, and you've surrounded yourself with other good people, and we've got a full order book and great customers and systems that are starting to work. And I feel like if at any other time I would have walked away just like, oh God, this isn't, just felt, I do feel awful anyway, but I'm walking away feeling like, it's,
well, let me ask you this.
Pretty safe hands.
Is there ever a good time to walk away?
Well, then no, that's true.
I mean,
no, never.
No.
And I think the thing that I'm most sad about is the opportunities that are still there. Like we went and met someone today, and I'm like, oh God.
With what, 19 properties?
Yeah,
19 historic properties that need us.
They need us,
and you were out there, and you were just as on fire and enlightened and engaged as ever. Yeah.
And that's where it's hard because all the projects we've got coming up. I mean, I know this sounds crazy, but all our customers I have personal relationships with all of them. Like I've built relationships. I care about their houses. I care about them. I know they're going to get something amazing from you guys, regardless of if I'm there or not. But I want to know how it turns out. It's like you started something, and
Yeah.
It's I'm going to be like driving around spying on your work.
Well, everywhere, what we're trying to do is keep everything real and keep everything authentic and true to form, so that the culture retains that element that was such a vital part of our neighborhoods back in the 1920s. And it's that archetypal element, I think, that attracts everybody. And I think it's so important that somebody keeps shining that light, burning that flame, and trying to, keep what we had accomplished as a people, to keep that intact, and not just throw it away. There's just so much there and encapsulated in it. So.
Well, I have to say, look, it's been 3 years and it's been absolutely amazing. I've absolutely loved being a part of this and working with you. It's been amazing, I haven't worked somewhere where I've cared about the place, cared about the people, cared about what we do,
Are you saying it's been perfect?
No, absolutely not.
Are you saying
honestly,
I am the perfect
Well.
employer?
No.
Is that what you're saying?
No, I think it's been great because I've been here.
Right,
No, I'm joking.
Right.
But no, it's been a real privilege to be part of this, and I'll be really sad not to be a part of it because it's,
Well, how do we not? You're always a part of it now.
Well, yeah, I'm going to keep
how do you not be a part of this?
Yeah.
How do you not go by, every place that we've been, everything that we've done, and know the mural outside that you didn't have something to do with that, or the people that are here and the things that we do, they don't have a little bit of your spirit just really, drilled in and connected in there.
Yeah, no, it's nice. It's we're a family, and that's really, pretty cool. So I'm glad I called you up that day and asked if you were, looking to hire anyone.
Yeah, 'cause that's right.
I did.
That's right, because I was in a really hard place, and I'll never forget. I didn't have anybody to to take care of the books. Now, I had somebody, but that didn't work out when the embezzling started.
That's a whole other story.
Another story. And having to move forward. But yeah, you called me,
I
you know,
did.
and I said, yeah, I could use the help. Can you do this?
Like tomorrow?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, well, it's been a fun ride, and I
Yeah.
appreciate you, and I appreciate everything that you've done,
Yeah, likewise.
and I appreciate the legacy that you're leaving here.
Well, thank you. Yeah. Yeah, we're pretty cool.
Yeah, we are. Yeah, we're pretty cool.
Yeah.